I'm here then. You said in the alehouse that you could do with a helping hand at the forge, didn't you?
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. Ah, what's your name? Henry?
That's right.
You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Go over to the anvil and let's get started. Have you taken what you need from the chest yet? To it. I want to see how you'll fare. Furnace is cold, man. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit.
Well, did you get it sorted out?
Hopefully. But it cost me all the money my pa
Now
left
get the
me.
furnace.
I even had
nice
to
and
sell
hot.
the ring
There's
for
a
my
lever
mother-in-law.
above you.
But I'm telling
Give
you,
it a pull.
if
It
he
works
runs
the
up
bellows.
any more debts, I don't know what I'll do. This is the third time.
Go and see the priest. Start thinking.
Oh, please. The priest gambles even.
What?
She better go. His housekeeper told me he's got a brooch at home I lost a month
Tell
ago.
the temple to
How
try
did it
to
end
find
up
it.
there?
But you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want. And you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway.
We have a time master, maybe?
It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. See that? Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. Sparks are flying nicely. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. That's some nice whistling. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
How do I know a good strike from a bad one?
By the sparks that fly up, and by the ring. It rings out with a different sound when you do it right.
What's the right way to heat up the workpiece?
Do it till it turns the color of straw. Ideally, the color should be the same everywhere, if your forging's going to be even. The main thing is, don't work it cold. You just ruin it. But don't overheat it either. As soon as sparks start to fly off it in the furnace, take it out.
Why should I forge evenly?
If you keep hammering the same spot, you'll never finish it. You'll just fuck it up. But jumping from one end to the other ain't a good idea neither. You'd end up working unevenly. The best thing to do is aim each strike next to the one before.
How will I know it's finished?
Notice the shape. The closer you are to finishing, the more precise the shape it will have.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. And they can't afford it neither.
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Well, you can sell them. Though you probably won't have much luck around here. But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house. There are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in by the rear door, next to the woodshed. And you can put your things in the chest there. Don't worry, nobody'll steal them.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work. Greetings. Good day.
Were you at the last mass? I didn't see you there. Just as well.
Pissing down again.
I'm not surprised. The sermons have been awful lately. If I hear about the woman with 10 silver coins one more time, I'll scream.
Maybe we could sneak some wine in next time. That would make it more bearable. Or just say sod it and not go. What are you talking about? You want to go to hell?
Hell or a never-ending, boring mass. What's the difference?
Sharp as a razor. All done. No need to sharpen this. All right, done. This one is sharpened already. Can't get any better than this. That's one sharp blade. All right, done. Can't get any better than this. That's more like it. All right, done. That's more like it. That should do it. This is sharp enough as it is. I need to sharpen this.
You shouldn't be walking around in the dark.
There's a couple more things I'd like to ask about smithing.
Ask away.
Thanks. I'd like to learn something.
What is this about?
I'm experienced in blacksmithing, but I won't say no to a new trick.
All right, I'll show you something. But you need time for it. Someone's being... It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semin. And they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up. And especially the cargo. Go to Semin and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Semin that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Semin.
Those two hands of yours, Venser and Franzi, what can you tell me about them?
Can't tell you much. They're wandering laborers. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long, but these days I can use all the help I can get.
Were they suspicious in any way?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no slackers. And I can't say that about everyone.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say Lord Semin wants to rearm his garrison with new equipment. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolts. I also fixed the trigger on young Semin's crossbow. And some kitchen stuff. Sacks of charcoal, all sorts of things. There's a good month's work in that cartload.
All right. I'll get right on it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them. Can I ask you about that cart?
What is it you need to know?
All right. I'm on my way.
Time's wasting. Run along. Farewell, my friend. Jesus Christ be praised. Excuse me?
What would you like?
Where should I like?
You can sleep upstairs in the barn. There's plenty of...
What do you have for... Let's talk about the price.
Very well.
That? And
My! Happy to be of service, sir. What do you want?
I'll have a look at your wares.
Maybe next time then, sir.
Lord be with you.
Would you like to throw some dice?
What game would you like to play?
Nice. As it should be.
Let's play.
Let's see what you've got.
Oh, what kind of pig was sitting here?
It's a good thing you don't throw like that all the time. And you act like you can't even count to 5. Enough. That's it for me. I just can't believe it. And the badge is bloody gone.
My God, what now?
Courage.
What's new around here?
Nothing new. It's quiet here, fortunately.
Why do you and the Zhelyov lot hate each other so much, anyway?
It's their fault. They keep playing tricks on us. Olbram's the worst of them all. A nasty old codger. He's always coming up with ways to mess with us. He's the one that stole our pasture.
What pasture did they steal from you?
The one that stretches from the orchard behind the Takov down to the gamekeeper's lodge. It's been ours since time immemorial, but the Zhelyevites took it from us.
Then how did they take it from you? You can't exactly stuff a pasture in your purse and walk away with it.
Save the jokes, will you? This is fucking serious. There's a tree down by the gamekeeper's lodge that marks the edge of our land. My father, God rest his soul, was there when they agreed on it. He got a proper arse kicking so he'd remember it. And remember it he did. But then fucking Olbram came along, claiming it was the other way around. And that pasture belonged to Zhelyov.
Well, can't you all just reach some kind of agreement?
Do you think we haven't tried? But there's no talking to the Zhelyevites. Year after year we meet in that pasture. I tell it like it was, but Olbram always starts spewing his lies. Then we end up arguing until the sun sets. And when the Zhelyevites are at wit's end, they come at us, and nothing ever gets solved. We managed to convince them to at least give us back half the pasture. But I know the whole bloody thing belongs to us. We can't just leave things like this.
Then how did they take it from you? You can't...
Save the joke. There's a tree, but then...
Well, that's a tough nut to crack. Have you tried asking Lord von Burgos for help?
Of course, but he'd have none of it. He said it's up to the Trotskovitz bailiff to sort it out. But the bailiff couldn't care less. He said we should deal with Olbram ourselves, or he'll have us caned and clapped in the pillory.
Certainly.
I'll have a look at the wares.
I'd like to discuss the price.
What a shame. I'm done haggling with you. I was glad to be of help to you, good... What would you like, sir?
What do you have for...
Don't even agree to this.
Nothing to your liking, sir?
My money again.
I'm all done in. I apologize.
Hey, you here?
You're a dead man! Calm
Don't
down!
play games
I surrender!
with me. Fight!
Fight you! Mercy! I surrender. Let me go. Go!
Thank you. Thank you, lad. You won't see me again.
Greetings, my friend. Would you like to throw some dice? What game would you like to play? Let's play Kings. Let's play.
I hope Lady Luck will be on my side. And you look like you can't count to 5. You silly doggy. It's a good thing you don't throw like that all the time. I hope you don't throw like that again. My God, why? Why do I even play? Kurva! That was my favorite one.
I'll be right with you. What do you need?
I'll have a look. I'd like to do something about that price.
Very well.
Here.
Thank you very... Happy to be of service, sir.
Royal Gutenberg Treasury. Careful. How can I help you today, friend?
I'll have a look at the...
I hope you find what you're looking for next time.
How can I help you, sir?
I need to take a load off.
And what are you interested in, sir?
Do you have some pretty girl here who could, keep me company?
My girls know how to make a fella happy.
What I really need right now is a little taste of paradise.
Excellent. Pay up and we can get started.
Let's talk about the price.
Certainly. No problem. Excellent. I'm sure you'll be very satisfied.
Don't be afraid to tell me what you want next time. There's no need to be embarrassed. Anyway, now to have a bath.
How can I help you, sir?
What do you have for sale? A word about the price.
I suppose we could give it a try.
Here, plus a bit on top.
My, thank you kindly. I'm glad you found what you needed, sir.
Listen! I have to warn you about the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men's cruelty and wickedness. You may say that God created Adam and all men in his image, so they can't be all that bad. But that's just what they want you to think. They're the ones claiming it's in Scripture. Who knows what's really in it and what they've made up? And if only lying was the worst of it. But you know full well they steal and kill and rape poor, defenseless women. Fair maidens, protect your innocence. Run to the nunnery and give yourselves to God. And if it's too late for you, go home. All it takes is a bit of nightshade in your husband's food, and you'll be safe again. God will understand. Don't fear God. Fear men.
God bless.
That's a beautiful bull you've got there. You don't see an animal like that every day.
Aye. And nothing is the finest animal far and wide. He wasn't cheap either.
What's an animal like that worth, anyway?
A big, strong bull like him, and pure white too. At least a dozen cows. No, make that 2 dozen. That's why I keep a close eye on him. I have the barn guarded all night. Say, you're a bit too interested in a Gnostic. What's this about?
I'm just curious. Can you blame me? Everybody in the county's talking about that bull. I must admit, it really is the best-looking animal near and far.
I'd say. A Gnostic is one of a kind. That's all right, assholes. But we'll have the last laugh. I'll make sure of that. That's all right, assholes. But we'll have the last laugh. I'll make sure. God will understand. Don't fear God. Fear men.
That's a beautiful bull you've got there.
Aye. Oldbram's really fond of it. They tried to steal it from him once, and he's been suspicious ever since.
I reckon he guards him quite closely, eh?
I'll say. He has a farmhand walk around the byre with a lantern all night. God be with you, sir.
Beautiful animal, that bull of yours. There aren't many like it.
Sakra, you sound just like old Oldbram. Sometimes I think he likes that bull better than us.
Oh, come on. Sure that's not true?
I'm not so sure. If some cutthroats abducted me from the farm, nobody would bat an eye. But on Ushtek, we have to guard him day and night. The poor fellas don't get any sleep because of it. Farewell, my friend.
That's a nice bull you've got there. An extraordinary specimen.
Aye, our Arnostek. He's living the best life of us all. He's also the reason I got my arse kicked the other day.
What happened?
Oldbram wants someone to watch him every night. It was my turn that day. but I kind of fell asleep.
You fell asleep? How so?
Well, it was really hot that day, and since I was watching Arnoštek all day in the pen, I got really thirsty. So I went to the tavern that night, just for 2 beers.
And you got drunk as a fiddler?
When old Bram found out in the morning, he took a stick to my back, even though nothing happened. Arnoštek was in the byre all night asleep. Farewell.
God, these furry mutts. I apologize.
Praise God.
I'm starting to think someone wanted to ambush me. Good. It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Greetings.